We're gonna do like a spotlight on them. My Fan rings. Healthier, super lube, still kicking strong. Bye-bye. And this bad boy is pop-pop, 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 pop-pop. He hasn't fertilized the eggs.
Hoʻomalu Hana Hui A Maui. Aloha,
my ohana. It is your boy back with another aquatic adventure. Now, if you're new to the channel, we talk about everything in the aquarium hobby. We're about ready to jump into this one, but before we do, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is the perfect opportunity to be a part of the ohana. Hit that subscribe button. Next to that subscribe button is a little bell. Click that bell, turn it on. It's just a notification bell. It's going to notify you when I upload a new video, and then you're part of the ohana. And the best thing about it is it doesn't cost a thing. It's absolutely free, so be a part of the ohana. Now, I've been doing some videos on specific aquariums, kind of like a spotlight type of deal. Now, over my shoulder is my beautiful peacock bass aquarium where I have an Ocellaris peacock bass named Zeus and a Calberry peacock bass named Aphrodite, a male and female. That is their home. My female has laid eggs in the past. The male hasn't fertilized the eggs. So far, it's only been one batch of eggs. So I still have my fingers crossed on them breeding in that aquarium, but it's just them two in that aquarium there. We're gonna do like a spotlight on them. Now, this aquarium here has two filters. We have a hang on the back filter right there. That's one of my favorites. That is a 110 Tidal made by SICCE, hang on the back filter. It's my favorite, filled with mountain tree media. And then we also have down below a SICCE Well 500 that I've had over 3 years now, still kicking strong. We're gonna service that bad boy, and we're also gonna supercharge this aquarium, which is gonna keep the fish healthier and happier. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. Stay tuned. So let's go ahead and unplug this bad boy, which is super simple. We're just gonna follow our plug, boom. And then we are gonna take the valves off, which is super easy. Let me see if I can turn this so you guys can see it a little bit. Right here, this little lever right here. You just pull it out and we take the hoses out. You can see we have our hose. I just got a towel there just for any excess water that's dripping. And then we're just gonna slide out our Whale 500 canister filter. Let's take this bad boy outside and supercharge this bad boy. All right, my ohana, so we have our canister filter outside here. We are going to loosen up all four of these tabs and we're gonna take off the cover. All right, now that we remove the top of the SICCE Well 500 canister filter, we're gonna do some maintenance on this. And this is something that a lot of people neglect in the hobby or when they have a Whale 500 or any canister filter, okay? Let's go ahead and do some maintenance on the cover. Now, a lot of people disregard this, but inside the crack here, all the way around, is a rubber washer. I'm gonna take this little flathead screwdriver and we're gonna remove this rubber washer. Geez, I can't even say that. Rubber washer, say that 5 times. Anyways, we're gonna wipe it down. I'm gonna show you guys a must that you need to do when servicing your canister filter. Anything with an actual rubber seal like this. All right, just make sure you take your time when you do it. You don't want to puncture or tear or rip this. You can see how it goes in, okay? There's little grooves there, so make sure you put it in the same way you took it out. That's what I do. I just do it that way. So let's get it to where you guys can actually get a really good look at it. It goes deep down in the groove there, and it's got a bunch of muck and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this off with a wet rag. We want to clean this up and we are going to re-lube it. You can see there's a bunch of muck on it and whatnot. So I got a wet paper towel here too as well. So we're going to wipe this thing down. All right, so we wiped down and kind of examined every square inch of this rubber seal here, okay? Now, this maintenance should be done at least once a year. That's what they recommended. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my second time I've done it in 3 years, so I'm a little bit behind, but it just shows you, hey, this bad boy is working. Now, how we are going to lube this, you don't want to use Vaseline. A lot of people will use petroleum jelly. That isn't very good. This is the best stuff right here. Super Lube Multi-Purpose Synthetic Grease. This is the go-to. Now, I like to put just a little bit here on my index finger. As you can see, one of these tubes goes a long way. I got this on Amazon for like 10 bucks. So it actually lasts forever. I only use it for servicing.
That's cap. I accuse you of capping.
Right.
Why you always lying?
So basically I'm gonna grab it and you're just gonna put some in between your index finger and your thumb, and you are just going to lube this bad boy up. Give it another little squeeze and get this bad boy all lubed up. And then once you have this all lubed up with this, well, I guess you could say grease, you're going to wipe it off with a paper towel. So I like to get it really all greased up like this, and then I will grab my dry paper towel here and then just go around the edges, cleaning it all off, and it just leaves it nice and smooth. This is sort of like lotion for dry skin, basically. So it's gonna keep this rubber from splitting and breaking. Make sure you get it on both sides. I wanted to show you guys, before we actually put this down inside the cracks down in here, I like to stuff like a wet paper towel down the crack, take a butter knife and then just kind of glide it down. It just cleans everything up. There you go. It cleans everything up down in the crack, okay? So you kind of want to make sure that down inside here, there's no grime or any kind of dirt, because it will gather from your rubber washer. So we're gonna go ahead and take our rubber washer and stick it back down all the way around. Make sure it's nice and snug. All right, so we have our rubber seal down there. I like to use a butter knife. I don't know, butter knives just work for me. And I just like to push nice and gently all the way around. You see how it's sticking up? You just want it down inside that groove, okay? So I like to use not the sharp end of the butter knife, but the other end, okay? Well, sharp end meaning all those little teeth. I like to use the other end just to push it down nice and gingerly, nothing too hard or aggressive, just so we get a nice watertight seal. It looks like we completed it. We got our seal lubed, good to go. And a lot of people tend to forget about the seal. Yeah, we got the motor right here. Now there is another right here. You see this rubber washer? We have to get that rubber washer out and lube that too as well, okay? So let me go ahead and grab my little trusty screwdriver and we're gonna pop that one out there. All right, so as you can see, we got our little rubber washer out of that groove there. So we're gonna take this off just like so, and we are gonna wipe this down with a wet paper towel, and we are going to throw some of the lube on this too as well. All right, so this is where we pulled that rubber washer from. I like to get, like I said before earlier, a wet paper towel, and I just kind of go inside that groove and wipe all the dirt out from inside that groove, so there's no particles. Just get all the muck and just make it as clean as you can, okay? We're gonna stick our O-ring, which we lubed that up nice and wiped it off with a paper towel. This is super important, guys, when you guys do maintenance on your filters, especially with these rubber washers, because if these rubber washers break or split, that is when you have a problem. That's when your canister filter is gonna leak. We're gonna go ahead and stick our washer down in the groove here. All right, just like so. As you can see, all the way around, looks good, right? We got our rubber washer that's all greased up. We'll go ahead and stick our impeller back down, and we'll make sure this is locked and turned into place. Now that we serviced and re-lubed our rubber washers on the Whale 500 canister filter, now we can supercharge all this media. You see this media here? This is SBG's Super Bio Gravel, and also there is some more media that comes with the Whale 500. So when you purchase the Whale 500 canister filter, it comes with media too. So this right here though, it's all going in the trash, and we are going to replace it with Mountain Tree MyFan. This stuff is excellent. We're gonna replace it with Mountain Tree Nitro rings, and we're gonna supercharge, like I said, this canister filter. So let's go ahead and toss all this in the trash. Bye-bye. All right, my ohana, so we just filled up a basket full of the Nitro rings. Now, if you were wondering what this string is, the Nitro rings and the MyFan rings, they come on a string, so it makes it really easy to service. So if you needed to remove any of this to wash it off, you can. It just makes it that much easier. So we have a strand here, but we're also going to add the Mountain Tree MyFan rings. These are game changers when it comes to biomedia. Now if you want a little bit more detail about the MyFan rings, I did a video on the MyFan rings. These are MyFan rings. Now you're probably looking at this and you're like, oh, that looks kind of weird, right? The reason why is because it's rich in minerals. Yeah, with calcium levels 14 times higher and potassium levels 4 times greater than the nitro rings. It supports strong bones, healthy organs, and a robust immune system for your fish. So that is what the MyFan rings do. It reminds me of a flower lei, and then you're just going to go ahead and kind of strategically place it in there, and you can actually make these fit really well. Like you can go around the edges, you can fill in the middle, so you can maximize the space in each of the baskets, which I absolutely appreciate and love. So we're going to go ahead and grab another strand of MyFan rings. And now you guys understand why these things are so important. The essential minerals that this gives your fish, the calcium, is awesome. So that's 2. Here is a third strand. I believe we can make it 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and just play with it a little bit, which makes it easier. There you go. Yeah, and then we'll give it a little shaky shake, level it out some, and I believe this will stack right on top of this to make it, oh, there you go, perfect. It's sealed. No space. You got 4 strands in a box, 3 strands, I would say pushing 4 strands. You can kind of gauge it. So let's go ahead and fill up the other basket. Maybe we'll go half and half. We'll go MyFan and we'll go some nitro rings. All right, next up, we are going to add the Mountain Tree nitro rings. Now, if you want a little bit more in detail about the nitro rings and why they are so awesome, check out this footage I did of the nitro rings. So the nitro ring, generation 1, this right here has 1,150 square meters per liter of surface area. Some MyFan in this one, and we're gonna get a lei of nitro rings, which the nitro rings are a little bit bigger, so you may have to play with these a little bit. But like I said, being that they're on this string, it makes it just so much easier to work with. Right under this handle here, maximize the space. Yeah, look at that. And we still have some more space for another thing of MyFan rings. I don't think I'm going to do that though. I want to make sure that these things can stack really nice on top of each other. So this is the first basket, which the water's going to hit first. Got 2 types of sponges, okay? So you have one that's a little bit more fine than the other. So you have big particles. This blue sponge will filter, and then whatever particles get past the blue sponge, you have a finer sponge to polish that water. So we're going to go ahead and put our first basket in, and then it doesn't really matter what you're going to do. I'm going to go with MyFan rings. Put that one down in there and stack it right on top. Make sure that bad boy stacks up nice. Next basket we're gonna add is the nitro rings on top of the MyFan rings. Make sure this thing sits nice and level on that bad boy. All right, that looks good. That looks good. And then we have one more basket to put in. And the last one is going to be the combination of MyFan and nitro rings. So go ahead and put that one on top. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our cover on, and this bad boy is serviced, my old Hana. So we have our canister filter under our aquarium. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this bad boy in. Bad boy is working. And now we're just gonna wipe it down just from the excess water that we have and make sure that this bad boy is not leaking. But remember, before you hook this up, fill your canister with water. It just helps. You can do aquarium water, you can fill it up with regular water, and then just treat the canister with beneficial bacteria and Aqua Extreme, which is a water conditioner that takes all the heavy metals and chlorine and chloramines out of your city water. This is the fun time where we're gonna feed these guys some raw shrimp, some of their favorite. Watch how aggressive they get. There, just gonna grab a bit. Yeah, don't blink, all right, guys? Here we go. Here we go. Pop, 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 pop. I gotta drop them in little pieces. Oh, geez, man. They make a mess. You can see how they nip each other's mouths and lips every now and then. Oh, the big piece right there. Got him. I got 2 little pieces now. Boop. And boop. Yep, there you go. Lots of action. Not only that, though, they make a complete mess. So you gotta have a towel splash zone. Look at all the water. When you have peacock bass or any type of super aggressive fish, you gotta make sure you got a towel on standby in those feeding sessions, because these guys will literally destroy your aquarium. Whew. There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And there you have it, my ohana. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned a little something too on doing maintenance on your canister filter, especially if you have a SICCE whale. Showed you everything, showed you the super lube to get to lube those O-rings. Super important. We fed Aphrodite and Zeus, the peacock bass. And I'll see you guys in that next video. Take care, my ohana. Much love and aloha.
Hana Hui A Maui.